Hello everyone, hello, welcome. Today, we're going back into Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. We made some decent progress in the past couple of streams. We're racing some really fast cars now. Well into it. Alright, and for starters, we're going to be doing the Ferrari versus Ford showdown. It's Maranello, Italy versus Detroit, Michigan in this 4-race tournament between the Ferrari 360 Spider and the Ford SVT Mustang Cobra R. Each race consists of 3 laps. Alright, let's do this. Got 2 gorgeous cars, 2 absolutely gorgeous cars to choose from. Both of them with very, very fast horses. But I think I'm gonna go with the 360 Spider just for the first event. Very, very nice handling car. Very agile, very maneuverable, very nimble. So with that, I am definitely... It's gonna be a fun event. Alright, first race at Fall Winds. Let's do this. Full pack of 7 cars. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but we've got this. Push me wide just a little bit. I'm being bullied by the AI just a tad. Alright, both of these cars powered by incredibly powered V8s. The Mustang with the 4 valves per cylinder modular V8 with a supercharger as well. The Ferrari with a much higher revving but slightly lower displacement V8. Naturally aspirated on the 360 Spider. So it is basically power versus control is what it comes down to. The Ferrari, the 360 Spider is very nimble. The Mustang has that acceleration. And we are up in the second. We have basically our doppelganger just in front of us. Another beautiful yellow Ferrari 360 Spider. Give them a little nudge. Run them just a tad wide. Now we are into the lead. Alright, let's make sure we take the shortcut here to the left. Through the abandoned mines. Ooh, get it turned in. The Ferrari is not all that great off-road. With it being mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, and very lightweight. The car does have some issues there. Alright. Dom is attempting to push for position. So we gotta be careful. Alright, get it turned in to the right. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, by the lookout. Very, very wide sweeper turn. It is banked in our favor, so we can go just a little bit faster than we otherwise would. I've maintained the lead so far, which is good. In the Fall Winds course. It is a very long course. As you can see in the top right, lap record here set by me is almost 4 minutes. So this is a very, very long race. And while it is gorgeous scenery, you do need to watch out and not get distracted too much, because otherwise you will be. There's a lot of things your vehicle can get caught on if you're not careful. So far, we are fairly well into the lead. The only person we have to watch out for is our doppelganger, Dominic, with his family, and that Ferrari 360 Spider. He's got the power of family on the side, so that's what's giving him that extra power to keep with us. Going a little squirrely there. Let's regain that position. Dom used the power of family to beat us. Because remember, it doesn't matter if the enemy has a submarine or a tank or a rocket ship or whatever else. If you have family, you can beat them.
You set a new lap record.
Alright, get it turned in. through the corner. Very, very nice. Our car is being kept mostly damage-free. There's a little bit of damage on the front there. I try to keep my cars as damage-free as possible because I don't like seeing these gorgeous supercars. I don't like seeing them hurt. I don't like seeing them in pain. This will be a fun road to drive in real life. Not even like at a fast pace, just kind of cruising with a nice, convertible, cruising through the, all the fall colors and everything. Have the wind blowing in your hair. Oh, that'd be so much fun. I love fall. Fall is really, really great. I love all the changing colors of the trees, especially early in the fall where it's still warm, but like not as unbearably hot or as humid as it is in the summer. Because I live in a swamp, basically. The state I live in is a swamp where it occasionally snows. And so, fall is kind of like there's like a little couple weeks in fall where the weather's actually really, really nice and it's super enjoyable to be outside. It's not too humid, but it hasn't gotten too cold and wet either. And it's right there that it's like my perfect time of year. Late September, early October. The trees are just starting to change color. Yeah. So much fun during that time period. That's usually when like the last and the largest car shows and everything happens. And I always like trying to go to all of those as well. Alright, there we go. We're about midway, a little bit past midway through the second of 3 laps. So about midway through this race. Come on, we need to push just a little bit harder to beat Dom. Dom is slowly gaining on us just a little bit. The rest of the other AI drivers are not challenging us too much. But Dom is definitely giving us some difficulty. Oh, running just a little bit wide. Come on, give me some turn in, please. Alright, let's take this little shortcut here. Go off-road just a tad. Past the rock. Dom followed us through that way. And Dom is within a second, so he is very, very close to being able to beat us. Ooh, easy. Get it turned in. Little tippy tap of the brakes. Just get some weight transfer to those front wheels. So I can have some cornering. Oh. Alright, Dom and I both understeered through that corner quite a bit. That's allowing third and fourth to catch up just a little bit. They're still outside of striking distance. But otherwise, no, we're doing decently, which is good. Final lap. Big push now. No mistakes. Let's try to make sure we go through this as hard as we can, as fast as we can. Alright, little tippy tap of the brakes, get it turned in, around the sweeper, into the tunnel, back again to the left. Whole bunch of S-curves, backing and forthing it. Alright, here we go. I'm a little bit worried. Dom has been right behind us this entire race. I'm worried if I'm making mistakes, it'll be the end of this race, and I'll be dropped down a couple positions because third and fourth are also slowly catching us up as well. They were 5 seconds behind not too long ago. Now they're only 3 and 4 seconds behind, roughly. Ooh, I got a little bit of damage there. I go down a gear, just get that torque again. So I can accelerate and go back up a gear. Oh, come on, get it turned in. Car does not like the boards. Very, very rough. Car that causes it to shake, lose contact with the ground. Causes it to both understeer and oversteer at the same time. Ooh, okay. A little bit more understeer there. Gotta watch ourselves. take a little impromptu shortcut here, gain some air, get a little bit of extra points to unlock some of those Need for Speed Edition cars. Because those are, okay, most of those cars, Need for Speed Edition cars, are unlocked via, you know, just earning enough points in either single player or multiplayer. And it's just cumulative over the course of you playing the game. And I am going to attempt to unlock all the Need for Speed cars. It is going to be a bit of a grind at the end, but I'm more than willing to work for that. That'll be fun. Alright, here we go. We have pulled out a little bit of gap onto Dom. I say that as I kind of run wide, and he starts to gain on us again. We've only got a couple corners left. Let's make sure we're able to run a defensive line, hold him off, because he is still right within a second, which is kind of like that danger zone where it'd be very, very difficult, and you got to watch out for like any late attempts at passing, because he is right there behind us. Alright, just a few corners left. One to the left, two to the right. Here we go. Finally across the bridge. And across the line. Okay, we won that. That's good. Well played, Don. That was a really good race as well. And yeah, I think we did a good Oh hey, Essence, good to see you in chat. Hopefully everything is sounding good. Yeah, I think we picked a good car for this event, because all the Mustang, all the Cobra R's, well, they're very, very fast in a straight line. They do have some issues with cornering, despite the fact that these were some of the earlier Mustangs that had the independent rear suspension. It wasn't until much later where all models of the Mustang got independent rear suspension. The 4th generation Mustang, even the GT and the standard. Yep, sound is good. Awesome, thank you. Even the standard, the V6 and the GT had solid rear axle for the 4th generation Mustangs. It was only the Cobras for the 4th generation Mustangs that had the independent rear suspension. So handling is a little interesting, shall we say, for some of those Mustangs, because even the GTs, they do make quite a bit of power. You got to be very, very careful, because if you're trying to drive right at the limit on a very, very bumpy surface, it can get really. It's very easy to have the rear kick out on you, which is why you kind of see a lot of those crash compilation videos of all the Mustangs. Part of it is it's cheap, high torque, high horsepower performance vehicles that people don't necessarily know how to drive, but also because the rear suspensions on pretty much up through most of the 5th generation were live rear axles, solid rear axles, not independent rear suspension. So again, that does cause a little bit of handling issues at the trade-off of the solid rear axles are lighter weight, sturdier, and cheaper as well. So it is a bit of a trade-off when designing a vehicle. That's why even nowadays you see a lot of pickup trucks and a lot of utility vehicles using that solid rear axle, because you're not going to be really doing any high-speed cornering with those trucks, but you will be doing a lot of heavy weight hauling and stuff and towing. And the reason it was so popular in the muscle cars, aside from, again, just being much cheaper, is due to drag racing and stock car racing, oval racing being very, very popular in the States. At which point, being lighter and also, having reduced weight and more strength to be able to withstand the higher torque and higher horsepower of those engines for longer periods of time, especially on the hard launching from a stop, like in drag racing. It's kind of why you got a lot more of the solid rear axle design in a lot of American muscle cars. Hey, Sprockets, good to see you. And right now we're doing a 3 or 4 race tournament between basically the Ferrari 360 Spiders and the Ford Mustang SVT Cobra Rs. So it's a battle of the racing horses. And I think we made a good choice because a lot of these tracks right now are very, very handling focused. And the Ferrari definitely has much better handling than the Mustang at the expense of a lower top speed and slightly worse acceleration. So, but that doesn't matter too much if we can keep our momentum up around the corners. And right now we're racing through sort of the tropical mountains, heading back into the city to end our first lap. This is a very, very long track, probably the longest in the game. Yeah, Dom is slacking a little bit on this track. The previous race, he was right up on me the entire time. This time he's he has gained a little bit, but he was a little bit over a second behind not too long ago. He is catching up. Oh, okay, we're taking the long way around. I didn't quite make that turn. This is a little bit of a setback, minor setback. Okay, a little bit more of a major setback now. All right, get back up to speed. We have a souvenir. This is our sign now. We've lost a souvenir. It was getting in the way. All right, we're down to 4th. We can catch that back up though. Make our way back up to the pack. Especially once we get into the tropical, sort of the rainforest section, just outside of the city. I'm usually pretty good at gaining time on the AI through that section. Especially because there's a lot more of the, like around the village section, there's a lot of dirt roads that you can take as shortcuts that the AI doesn't necessarily take. It's a little squirrely there. Did not have trajectory set up correctly for that jump. Alright, little tippy tap of the brakes. Now, if you're familiar with the game, you might be wondering why I didn't take that off-road section there to the right that was kind of hidden by the grass. And that's because there, it's a little bit quicker, but it's very, very risky. Oh gosh, that was dreadful. It's a bit risky because it comes out there, just there to the right. But there's a lot of places your car can get caught on if you run just a little bit wide. And I try not to take those types of shortcuts, just because more often than not, if you make a mistake in there, it hurts much more than it would help. So you're better off taking the safer, if slightly slower route. I've gone back up into the lead. A little bit of issue with that corner there. But we're now got a decent lead on Dom again. Back up to a little bit over a second ahead of him. Ooh. Alright, now we're kind of up a little bit higher up into the mountain section where it's basically a whole bunch of switchbacks, left, right, left hairpins, right hairpins, back and forth as we head back down into the city. So it's basically kind of between 3rd and 4th gear pretty much the entire way through. Unless you run wide and hit the wall like that. And Dom is a little bit further behind now, thankfully. As we make our way, getting close to the final lap, we're gradually approaching the city. Probably one of the few pieces of civilization you actually see in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Most of the time you're kind of on back roads away from more urban areas. So kind of having an urban section here kind of does change up a little bit how the vibe and everything. It is really cool. I do like the varied environments in Hot Pursuit 2. Especially because on the PS2 version of the game, you have the desert tracks, which I don't think on any other version of the game you have that. I believe it was just the PS2 version that was developed by Black Box that has the desert tracks. I will have to double check that, but I believe that's the case. Because yeah, if you're not familiar with the game Hot Pursuit 2, Hot Pursuit 2 is a very interesting one because it is one of the few times where the console version actually is even better than the PC version in the earlier Need for Speed games. Due to the fact that the console version, or at least the PS2 version, let me rephrase that, the PS2 version was the only one that was created by the now famous and unfortunately now defunct EA Black Box. Whereas the rest of the games in the series, the rest of the Hot Pursuit 2 games, the other ports, were created by EA Seattle. And while those are good games in their own right, and I definitely wouldn't put those games down. Those are also very, very good games. I have played the PC version as well, granted a very, very long time ago. The PS2 version is definitely the definitive version of Hot Pursuit 2. That's a tree. That is a very immovable tree. Okay. Alright, let's make up that ground now. Man, just a little bit wide. Should have let off the throttle for just a little bit longer there to get a little bit more turn in on the front. Thankfully we're back up into the lead. Our poor Ferrari though is very, very damaged. Very sad Ferrari 360 Spider right now. Definitely not happy with us. But thankfully we are back up well into the lead. Dom is very far behind, at least compared to how far back he was last race. So we have a good chance of beating him this time around. Easy. I've only got a couple corners left before we're done this race. And I believe we'll be moving on to the final race of the championship of this, of this event. And okay, Dom is still quite a ways back there, just a little bit over a second behind. And normally Dom or Wayne are the two drivers that kind of give me quite a bit of trouble. Occasionally Ashley as well. Right now, no, we're doing pretty good. Despite that collision with the tree there. Trees are not movable in this game. Alright, through the final couple of S curves. And there we go, across the line.
You win!
Nice, okay. Yeah, we definitely picked the right vehicle. The Mustang probably wasn't the best choice for this championship. Ferrari is definitely dominating the Mustang right now. Alright, let's see what the final race is. I think it's the final race. Four race tournament. Okay, so this is race 3 of 4. Alright, here we go. On the Outback. This one is a bit more geared towards the Mustang, because it does have quite a few high-speed sections. So we do need to be just a little bit careful. Past the military base. See all of those what look to be either C-130s or AC-130s or something along that line. All of the planes, all of the cool planes. And I just realized something though. A lot of racing games during the early 2000s had quite a prevalence for having racetracks that run through the desert and also like either past or through like an Air Force base. Because you have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, as shown here. Let me make sure I slow down enough so I don't hit my head on the top of the mine. Which you can see here. Corvette, the kind of budget racing title. That one, a couple of the tracks actually go past a desert Air Force base. Ford Racing 2 also had you driving through an Air Force base in the desert. Like, it's... One of, you know, what caused... Wonder why that is the case. 'Cause I'm thinking about it now. I wonder if there's any other examples I'm missing where, like, if there's a race, like a street race in the desert, it's got to go past or through an Air Force base. And I'm thinking, I'm sure there's others, but no others are coming directly to my mind right now. I can't remember any at this second. I could have sworn there's more. If I am forgetting any, and any that I am forgetting that you know of, please let me know, because it seems a little too common to just be sort of coincidence. Like, maybe it's sort of like the vibe or the aesthetic or something. Or maybe it invokes something like, Area 51, a military base in the deserts. Ford Racing 3 didn't have any.
You set a new lap record.
I'll have to look that up now. I'm sure there are others. Oh gosh, that was a very heavy collision there. Yeah, I could have sworn there were others. Oh well. Regardless, we are well into the lead. Oh my gosh, Dom is way behind. Dom isn't even in second right now. We have, I think, Mika in the black 360 Spider. Juan, now it's Juan in the 360 Spider. Now you might be wondering why I kind of hit the brakes and slow down quite a bit right before that jump there with the minecarts tracks. It's because the roof and sort of that front cross member of the mine shaft has has a hitbox, but there is no hitbox to prevent you from going higher when you're outside of the mine shaft. So if you hit that jump too fast, you will actually crash into the top of the mine shaft. And you will be basically stopped, dead stopped, completely zero speed, scrambling to find first gear again, with all of the AI passing you. So it is when you're in a faster car, kind of roughly in this tier of vehicle. You do want to kind of hit the brakes just a little bit before that jump, because otherwise you will be hurting quite a bit. All right, we're making our way almost to the third lap. Just a straight, and then this very, very tight kind of right-hander loop that we'll be going through, and then we'll be on to the final lap. A bit quicker laps on this track compared to the previous two. Let's make sure we go down a couple gears, get the vehicle turned in, and then back on the throttle, back onto the home straight. There we go, on to the final lap. Dom has caught back up with us just a little bit.
Lap record.
Alright, good, we set a new lap record. Oh, a little bit of tap there. Alright, Dom's racing through the Air Force base. So he's gonna be We gotta watch out for him jumping out of the out of the front of the plane there. You can see him just shoot out of there. That's a cool set piece, I will say, that they did that. It is pretty interesting. Granted, driving through the Air Force Base is quite tricky, as there are quite a few very solid objects to get caught on. If you do not know that one, like the back of your hand, and even if you do, if you run just a little bit wide or you get a little bit sideways, ooh, a little tippy tap of the brakes. Make sure we get slowed down just enough. All right, let's get back up. Let's get back up with Dom, because otherwise it is us who is slacking right now this race. We definitely need to go just a little bit faster. Right now we're kind of in a no man's land. Alright, we can cut across right through here. Yeah, that's a fairly large shortcut as well, that without like any trails and stuff that the AI usually doesn't take, but it does shave quite a bit of time off of your laps. And since technically you're allowed to kind of go through that without the game yelling at you or doing anything like that, you know, it is part of the course. I consider that part of the course. At least in the Need for Speed franchise, I would consider that part of the course. You definitely wouldn't do that on an actual racing track. That'd be very, very illegal. But right now we're doing illegal street racing, so that's perfectly fine. I only got a few corners and quite a few straights to go. Get it turned in right around the hairpin. Alright, onto a fairly long straight. Gonna make sure we maximize our speed going into this straight so we can go just a little bit faster through this section, because the AI is quite quick on the straights. Alright, little tippy tap of the brakes. Down in the third gear, down in the second gear, get it turned in. Alright, we're being pushed wide by Dom. Oh, it's a drag race to the finish. Oh, okay, we have the inside line going to the final turn. The final little right-hand sweep. Oh, that was very close. Oh, that was very, very close. Well played, Dom. That was really good.
You're the tournament leader.
Get a little drink of water there. Alright, on to the final event now. Here we go. Alright, Ancient Ruins. That's a reasonably short track. Damn dramatic finish. Yeah, that was pretty hectic. Dom kind of crossed me up there on that final corner. Definitely made things a little bit more difficult. Alright, so now we're in the Mediterranean, kind of what I'd imagine is probably somewhere around like Greece, just based on the architecture and stuff. A lot of very flowing, much wider corners on this track. The Mustangs probably have the best chance on this track to do well, because there is a lot of high-speed straights, and most of the corners are pretty shallow, not too tight. So yeah, I think the Mustangs actually have a decent chance to be competitive here. Because right now it seems like the Ferrari has been the best choice overall, just with the much better handling. Haven't really been at our top speed too much throughout most of these events. Yeah, and as you can see, there is a Mustang up into fourth. It looks like, so they are doing a little bit better this time around. I say that as the Mustang just immediately loses fourth place. So just out of curiosity, with Need for Speed Unbound coming out, I wanted to ask you all this as well, and it's kind of the prompt of the stream, just with it, with it being the day after Need for Speed's 28th anniversary. What actually has been your favorite entry in the franchise? because there's been a lot of, not only a lot of games, but a lot of different games as well. When some people, I think everyone's got like a different favorites. Everything from, you know, the sort of the black box area to the earlier sort of EA Seattle era to sort of the multiple developer era of the PS3 and early PS4, to sort of the Ghost Games era, and then back to the Criterion era with Unbound. There's a lot of games, lots of different vibes they've gone after. A lot of different things they've tried, from trying to do a track racer with the Shift series and Pro Street, to, you know, having sort of a one make Need for Speed with Porsche Unleashed. There's I've seen pretty much every Need for Speed, or most Need for Speeds listed as a favorite, or in a top 5 of different people's lists. And it's always been just a little bit different each time, depending on which games you grew up with and which ones you, if you prefer, you know, the supercars, if you prefer, you know, the tuners, if you prefer Break the Drift, if you hate Break the Drift. There's a whole bunch of, I think everyone's got a favorite Need for Speed. You say probably Underground, between 1 and 2. And Miss Wanted. Yeah, those are definitely up in the top 5 as well. It's been too long since you played the older ones. Yeah, I know. I haven't. I've played most of the Need for Speeds either during childhood or a bit later in my teens. Once I kind of got into like PC gaming and stuff, I kind of got some of the old Need for Speeds on the PC as well. The only 2 I haven't played are the first 2. I've played basically 3, which was the first Hot Pursuit, all the way up to just before Unbound. I haven't played Unbound yet. I'm hearing decent things about the game, but I haven't yet gotten it, just due to 1, time, and 2, funding. I am making sure I purchase Christmas gifts for the rest of the family first before I purchase anything for myself. My favorite is probably Underground 2, just because that one had the most variety of events, and I think that one probably had the best vehicle handling. Besides that though, Hot Pursuit 2, Carbon, and actually Pro Street's probably in my top 5 as well. I actually quite like Pro Street. Granted, I know it's Pro Street's kind of hit and miss on whether or not people like it, but I really like the sort of car show / music festival vibe that they did just a little bit before the Forza Horizon series, and racing on sort of a lot of the more obscure tracks that, at least prior to, you know, Pro Street, a lot of games didn't really have. You know, like Willow Springs and Portland International and Ebisu and all that stuff. That was really cool as well, because most racing games at the time, if they were to have, you know, racing tracks on it, it was either, you know, fictional racing tracks, or if they were, you know, licensed tracks, they were, you know, the more very well known, the more mainstream ones, you know, Daytona, Sebring, you know, Silverstone, Monza, all that stuff. So it was cool racing on a lot of like the more obscure, forgotten, dare I say, sort of track day, grassroots style tracks. But my favorite overall is probably Underground 2, just due to the wide variety of events, everything from drag racing to the street cross. Love to see street cross come back. That was actually my favorite type of event in Underground 2. Just because if you tuned certain cars like the Corolla and the 240SX properly, those things just grip throughout the corners, and you could go pretty much full throttle or near full throttle the entire way around the track. It was basically like driving a slot car. Yeah. Though I do quite like Hot Pursuit 2 as well. This one's really good. Only thing I would definitely give points off for Hot Pursuit 2 is just for how long some of the events do drag on for. Like, I know they want to challenge the player, but with this game, I think they kind of push it just a little bit too much. You know, from everything from, you know, 7-lap knockouts to crazy 30-minute, 10-lap endurance races with the McLaren F1 LM. It is a little bit much. Though I do enjoy the driving physics. I do enjoy racing, you know, the very, very high-end supercars with you know, all the gorgeous supercars around very, very exotic locales. So that definitely gives it a bit of points in my book. Ooh, easy, easy. The Ferrari does not like the boards. Come up on the final corner now. We have one just behind us. Make sure we take a good line through this corner, carry out as much speed as we can. Alright, here we go. Cross the line for the final event.
The winner!
Not final event, final race of this event, I should say, because there's still plenty of events left to go.
Congratulations! You have just won the Ford versus Ferrari showdown.
Nice. Alright, now I can return back to the championship. I will be doing one of the hot pursuit events. We'll be racing not only against, you know, the other AI racers, but against the cops as well. So that'll be fun. I want to try to sort of alternate back and forth between the two. I got a trophy. I want to try to alternate back and forth between the two event trees. Just because with that, it kind of not only does it help with kind of balancing back and forth between, you know, with cops and without cops. That there's a little bit of something for everyone. But also we're kind of racing similarly paced vehicles throughout the entire thing. Ooh, the Porsche Challenge race. Hit the very fast, wide open roads of island outskirts in your choice of Porsche's marquee cars, the 911 Turbo and the Carrera GT. Finish the 5-lap race distance in first to unlock event 27 to advance. Alright, so we got the concept version of the Carrera GT. We got the 911 Turbo. I'm actually going to race the 911 Turbo and get it in this beautiful black color as well. You know, it's funny. I just realized, I've been thinking about this just a little bit. So Hot Pursuit 2, you have a concept car that eventually became that generation of Porsche's Halo car. That was kind of first really kind of showcased virtually in Hot Pursuit 2. That was the Porsche Carrera GT. In Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010, you again had basically Porsche's Halo car of the generation with the 918 Spider. That was showcased as a concept car there in Hot Pursuit, kind of the first real virtual showcase of that car before it became the Halo car of a generation. And it's kind of interesting how, you know, it kind of rhymes like that. You know, it's what's that George Lucas quote? It's like poetry. It rhymes. And it's really cool. I wonder if they did that intentionally, because, you know, during pretty much throughout the 2000s, EA kind of had licensing exclusivity with Porsche, and not quite as much, but definitely so a bit with Ferrari as well.
31 counting. He blew through the radar. He's going 140 plus.
Yeah, we are. We're going very, very fast. Got a beautiful 911 Turbo. Very fast car.
Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a red Porsche 911 Turbo.
But I wonder if Porsche kind of did that as sort of just to kind of get other opinions on, you know, vehicle, like how it looks and everything, or if it was just to showcase kind of a teaser trailer, if you will, for that car. Because it is cool how that worked out for both the Hot Pursuit games. I wonder if that's the case also with the Hot Pursuit 3, or Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. if that one has a Porsche Halo car that was showcased as a concept car. If it did, it would have the 911 GT1 Strassen version, I think. But I don't remember the vehicle list for that game nearly as well. It's been quite a while since I played the first Hot Pursuit. We're being slowed up quite a bit by that officer there. So we need to find a way to shake them. That way we can get just a little bit of breathing room to get back up with the rest of the AI. Alright, thank you other racer for crashing that car directly in front of me. We're flying.
I'm out of it.
Oh gosh. Oh, on the bright side we did lose the cop for just a little bit. Downside is we need to really get back up with the rest of the pack because we are in last place. Oh, but were they gonna be busted? And then managed to break free. Okay, that's good. Alright, gotta watch yourselves going into the roadblock. Go around here to the left. Poor Porsche. Very, very damaged.
Let's set another roadblock.
Alright, got another cop on us now again.
19 counting. I've got him again. In pursuit.
Alright, so you're 19. I'll be sure to remember your number.
County, all units. 19 in high speed.
Because I will attempt to make sure you are no longer in commission for just a little bit. We have another roadblock. Is it in the upper lane or is it in the lower lane? Upper lane and lower lane. Upper lane. Okay, we can run to the inside. Pass through there. Little tight squeeze. Oh, there we go.
Let's get another roadblock set up. Copy 54.
County, all
Hey Dakota, how you doing today?
Helicopter is airborne.
I have quite a few people watching the stream today. That's cool. You know, right now we're got a gorgeous, although slightly damaged Porsche 911 Turbo. Very fast car. Very powerful turbocharged Boxer 6 engine. I think this was the first generation of Porsche that had the full water-cooled engine. Because previously it was only water-cooled cylinder heads. I think this is the first full water-cooled Porsche generation. And I know a lot of people were not upset about... Okay. Alright, first ticket. We still got 4 laps to go. Well, 3.5, shall we? Oh, that's not a good start. Okay, we need to really be careful now. I kind of got pinned by that traffic car. Alright, let's get back up with the rest of the pack. Thankfully, I have quite a bit of time to catch back up with the leader. Downside is we have quite a lot of time to get busted 2 more times, and if we get busted 3 times, we are out completely. So let's not get busted anymore. Normally it takes a spike strip or something like that to cause some issues with me. Alright, good. We've managed to avoid the cop. There was a cop waiting up top for us. We didn't. Come on, get out of the way, taxi. That was a hit and run. Don't worry, we exchanged insurance information.
54 County. I'm unable to continue pursuit.
Yeah, the trees on this island are not movable. I found that out a couple races earlier with the Ferraris. Now the police found that out.
31-9. I'm behind the vehicle by the large bridge.
Alright, come on.
Copy 31.
On to lap 3. Only 1 strike against us so far, so we're still doing half decently. We definitely need to do just a little bit better though. Kind of try to catch up, back up with 2nd and 1st. We have reached our vehicle's top speed. Yeah, I think this was the first Porsche 911 generation that had water-cooled engines. And that was one of the things that people really didn't like about this generation because a lot of Porsche fans are kind of purists. Even though the vehicle had improved performance and much more horsepower, a lot of people didn't like the fact that it was fully water-cooled. And another thing people kind of didn't like at the time, I can't show it because the game's focusing entirely on the police car behind me when I try to look back. But this was one of the first Porsche generations that had a slightly different headlight design. As opposed to having, you know, just standard circles, this one kind of had what was called sort of a fried...
I have the driver in custody.
He sounded so excited about getting someone in custody. 27 County! I've got him.
County, all units. Roadblock is in place.
Pass there on the right. You gotta be careful because eventually they will start using spike strips. But one of the other things people didn't necessarily like about this generation of Porsche 911 was the fact that the front headlights, instead of being just circles, they were almost a fried egg shape. And while that's kind of become sort of, it has sort of been retroactively what is the terminology I want to say?
The suspect is from the
But it has sort of, in retrospect, gained a bit of a cult following. That's what I wanted to say. At the time, a lot of people really didn't like the sort of fried egg shape because it kind of deviated from what a lot of Porsches were previously. It's like everyone kind of raising a stink about the C7 Corvette not having the rounded taillights. And nowadays, people are kind of like, oh yeah, it's got rectangular taillights now. That happens. I guess with some storied brands that have been around for generations, people drastic changes people don't necessarily like too much. Alright, you're being very annoying there.
Let's do it. 19 County. My patrol is seriously damaged. Dropping out.
Goodbye, 19.
54, 19.
Alright, we got a chopper in the air just above us. Thankfully, this track does have quite a few bridges as well as the palm trees do keep the helicopter from interfering too much against us. It is very difficult for them to find a spot to drop barrels onto the road. So thankfully we can maintain momentum without the barrels slowing us down into first gear again, because the barrels, when they explode, basically engage both your brakes and e-brakes, and you have to slow down to like 30 miles an hour, I believe. Oh gosh, that's right after the crest. Alright, ease up, go around the right. There we go. Oh, barrels, there the barrels go. Alright, got pushed into the barrel there. Alright, get it back, slow down, so I can then gain power back and control back to my vehicle again. A little bit of boost on that AI there, that's good, that's good.
Order 1 County. He's really moving down there.
Ooh, easy. Okay, we're quite a bit of bunching up here. Being pushed into some of the traffic cars and some of the racers. It is very chaotic.
Subject is not slowing down.
Very chaotic. The AI just crashed into a car there. Our poor Porsche is heavily damaged. But yeah, once a pursuit goes on for long enough, instead of dropping explosive barrels, the police helicopter will occasionally drop spike strips as well. And how you can tell that is those barrels will be just slightly darker in color. And they'll explode basically right as they hit the ground. And the helicopter will also shoot missiles at you, which I think is a war crime, but you know, what's a few war crimes between friends, you know? Alright, helicopter's taking the upper route, we're on the lower route. We do have a little bit of breathing room now, especially as that cop is crashed out. Alright, let's get back up with the leader. Because right now we've got basically 1 lap left. Cut through the movie set. That Porsche is being slowed down by the cop. I know that feeling, sucks to suck. Oh, don't shoot missiles at me. And there you go, into the box truck. That was an express delivery to an early retirement.
19-9. Roadblock deployed.
Alright, let's see.
Roadblock is in place.
Oh, to the right. Okay, that was very close. The cops like to hide the roadblocks right after jumps or right at the sharp turns. So it's very difficult to kind of plan ahead. Especially when you're in manual. That worked. That helped disable the cop.
He's really moving down there.
But yeah, so if you're driving with an automatic transmission, the R2 and the L2 buttons are used to kind of either do a 360 view around your car, or to kind of do basically sort of a,
Roadblock is in
where you
place.
can kind of shoot off like a, sort of, what's lack of better words, a radar signal. And it basically, you can see the radar signal go forwards, and you can see exactly where the roadblocks are and what they look like. So you can see where the spike chips are and everything. When you're in a manual transmission car, and I usually play with manual transmission, instead it becomes triangle plus those buttons. But if you don't do it correctly, you either end up changing your view to a different view, or you end up upshifting. You have to press them both directly at the exact same time, because there isn't nearly enough button combinations on this controller to be able to really handle all of that with manual transmission.
County, the subject is not slowing down.
So I usually just kind of try to avoid that and just kind of react as I get close to the spike chips and roadblocks and stuff. Alright, there's a fairly large runoff just to the left. I'm gonna try to go there. Yeah, there we go. That's helped us.
Vehicle drove around the roadblock.
Yeah, we did.
54-9. Let's try sets up another roadblock. I copy 54.
I was trying to get you to crash into that box truck. Didn't quite work out.
27, 19. I'm gonna try a bump. Enough. I'm taking this jump out. This is too dangerous. I'm discontinuing pursuit.
Well, that was a very quick turn of events. Went from I'm taking you out to this is getting too dangerous.
In pursuit.
I'll take that.
Silver Porsche Carrera GT.
Goodbye, ossifers.
31 in high-speed pursuit. Vehicle is a silver Porsche Carrera.
Oh gosh, that's solid. That was very solid. Thankfully, so was that car that just ran into me. Come on, give me the speed. Across the line, here we go. Okay, there we go. That was much closer than that needed to be. Oh, there we go.
Impressive. You have just won
Not
the
bad.
Porsche Challenge race.
All right, there we go. Not bad. Thank you, Dakota. Oh, man, that was a very, very tricky event. That definitely could have gone much worse for us. All right, back to the world racing, back to the championship, where we'll be racing just against the AI with the 400 horsepower tournament. We have a choice of the 360 Spider, the BMW Z8, and the V12 Vanquish. Since this race, well, victory, yes. So now we have a tournament, whole bunch of 400 plus horsepower vehicles, and we're in the Vantage. It's not Vantage? Vanquish? The Vanquish. Yes. That's a 6-race tournament. Holy crap. Why? Yeah, that is one of my complaints about the game. As much as I love racing all the high-end supercars and everything, and as much as this game definitely influenced my love and what vehicles I definitely, my taste in vehicles, I should say. Some of the events are a little bit long, a little too long for their own good, I think. So that is 6 races. So that's gonna be quite a long time. Hopefully each race is only like 2 races. What do I think is the best looking car in this game? I want to go with the Ferrari 550 Barchetta. Just because It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's a very timeless design. I think a lot of the other cars in this game, they look great, but outside of maybe the Vanquish, and maybe the Elise as well, a lot of them do look just a little bit dated. But the 550 Barchetta just still looks absolutely gorgeous. It's got those, you know, proper sports car proportions, and it's kind of a modern sort of throwback to the older Ferrari front-engine rear-wheel drive roadsters. In real life, overall in real life, well, that's a much more tricky question. That is a very, very tricky question. Let me think about that for just a second. Especially because it does change just a little bit. In real life, I think the most beautiful car is probably the Toyota 2000 GT. It's just from the history behind it, you know, with it being a joint collaboration between Toyota and Yamaha, with Yamaha helping building the engine, to being one of Japan's first sort of luxury grand touring sports cars that could really take it to the likes of, you know, the Jaguar E-Type and other sort of sports cars of its era, to it being, I think even now, the only Japanese Bond car. And also the fact that Yamaha themselves also used the wood grain that they use for their you know, top end pianos on the dashboard as well. I think that it's just really, really cool car. I think I'm gonna go with the 2000 GT, the Toyota 2000 GT. Although there are a couple of honorable mentions as well, including the Shelby Cobra and the Mazda Cosmo as well. I really like a lot of those classic cars. What about you guys? What are some of your what are some of your best looking cars? Yeah, I definitely like a lot of sort of like the 60s and 70s cars. I mean, I like a lot of cars from pretty much all the generations. It really depends on what I'm looking for. But yeah, I think 2000 GT is my personal favorite. Yeah, the weakness for the 83 Fiat Spider. Ooh, yeah, that one's nice too. That one is very, very nice. I like a lot of like the classic Italian and British lightweight roadsters as well. Very, very nice. Now, Fiat also kind of made the during the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Fiat also kind of made that what was it called? It was basically the Italian MR2, the mid-engined little Fiat with the Targa top as well. Someone in my neighborhood used to have those when I was have one of those when I was a kid, and he was always working on it. What was that? Hang on a second. What was that? The Fiat X19. Yeah, the Fiat X19. That's what it was. That was also a cool car from Fiat. You know, little mid-engined inline 4-cylinder. Not a whole lot of power, but it was very, very well, very good handling. But yeah, the Fiat Spider as well is a very nice car. The Model T. I mean, you know, it was one of the first sort of mass-produced cars as well. Though not the first car, the first mass-produced car. It's a very, very big distinction. The first car was actually built by Mercedes in 1886, I believe. It was the patent motor wagon, and that was basically looked like a motor carriage, a horseless. The first cars look like carriages. I wonder why they're called horseless carriages. Alright, we got second. That's not too bad. You know, the Model T is quite nice. Oh, the late 60s Cougars and Mustangs look great too. Yes. Yeah, those are good. My dad, he used to have the 69 Ford T-Bird, which was built on the same chassis as the late 60s Cougars. He loves to bring up pictures of it. He loves to talk about it because I was like, his one of his like favorite cars that he's ever owned. And that car looked absolutely gorgeous as well. He took really good care of it. If it wasn't for the gas crisis and the '73 recession, he would have kept that for a long time. But unfortunately, he had to sell that. And he regrets that decision ever since. But he didn't really have a whole lot of other choices. One thing I'd love to do is try to track down that vehicle, like in like a lot of the stories, and give it back to him, because that'd be really cool. Or at the very least, track down a vehicle that's similar specification to the one he had. So I'm sure he would love that as well. But yeah, the late 60s, a lot of late 60s American and early 70s American muscle cars looked absolutely gorgeous. My favorite of the late 60s of the American cars, I really like the C2 generations of Corvettes. Those are very, very nice as well. Especially the Roadster versions. I know a lot of people like the coupe versions of those, but I really love the convertible C2 Corvettes. And even the third generation Corvettes as well look really, really nice with the pop-up headlights and everything. So those are probably my favorites of the American classic cars of that time period. Alright, let's make sure we actually win this one. It was a little bit slower than I wanted to be, and I unfortunately lost the lead right at the very end there at the previous race. So let's make sure. Yeah, Dom kind of got his revenge last race. He was able to beat us. So let's make sure we really push. No, that wasn't Dom last race. That was someone else in another Aston Martin. So now we need to make sure we win this race, or at least do really, really well in order to go kind of rise up in the points. Because right now we are only second. So we need to really, really work hard to get back up into the lead. Thankfully, I have plenty of races to do that. And the races themselves aren't too long. Although this is going to be a very, very long championship, with it being 6 races, each race being about 6 minutes each. It's going to be about half an hour, if not just a little bit longer. Oh, try to take that corner just a little too early. That's fine. Let's get that position back. Back into the lead. One Bond car versus another Bond car. It's kind of crazy all the different vehicles that James Bond has had. It's really cool because he's had everything from Mustangs. He had a 64 Mustang as well as the 71 Mach 1. He drove both of those. And a 2000 GT, which I think even now is the only Japanese Bond car. Which, fun fact about the 2000 GT, that car, because the actor was too tall, to fit into the coupe model of the 2000 GT. They had to make a special, I think 3 total convertible versions of the 2000 GT to be able to, so that the actor could properly fit into the car. And those are worth an insane amount of money now. He had, you know, the Lotus Esprit that could turn into the submarine, whole bunch of Aston Martins, everything from the DB5 to the DB9 to the, I think he had a Vanquish as well, to the DB11 and one of the more recent ones. He's had the Jaguar XKR. He's had a couple of Jaguars actually, I think. Yeah, at the very least, he had a Jaguar XKR. He's had 3 different BMWs: the Z3, the 7 Series, and the Z8. He's had so many different vehicles. Get a little bit of air there. Make sure we kind of extend the gap just a tad. And in the original books by because the James Bond movies are at least partially, at least the James Bond character is adapted from the older books, and in the old books, James Bond, he drove a Bentley 4.5 liter, so that was really cool as well. Because even that old car had, you know, a bunch of gadgets and stuff on it. Alright, we're coming up to the finish line now. We are holding a decent lead. Let's make sure we don't lose out on these final couple of corners like we did last race. Make sure we are able to go into the lead into the championship. And let's make sure we can keep that lead. Come on now. Final couple of corners. Final left-hander. Semi-final right-hander. And here we go. Cross the bridge. To the finish line. Well into the lead. There we go. Good, good, good.
You're the tournament leader.
Good. We are... Yeah, Liv did not do well that race. Alright, so that's good. We have a much larger lead now. Which is good, which is good. Alright, 4 more races left in this championship. Let's do this. This is a very, very long event. We've got this. Alright, back to the Mediterranean. Here we go. Good launch off the line. Make sure we defend first place from Liv. That way she isn't able to gain points back from us. I'm going to take the longer way around because that cobble path is very sketchy. It's very easy to get caught up on the side buildings and all the road debris. So you definitely want to kind of play that just a little bit safe. Going through there. Oh, get it turned in. Yeah, the Vanquish, very, very fast in a straight line, but the handling, the other vehicles, especially the Ferrari, definitely have much better handling than the Vanquish. The Vanquish is a little bit front heavy, and it is a little bit understeery. So we gotta kind of really slow ourselves down with some of the sharper corners. It is, however, very, very good at dealing with the police. And it is very fast once it gets up to top speed as well. So we do have some advantages against the competition as well. Alright. And Liv is keeping pace with us this time around. Let's make sure we pull away from her just a little bit more. And this one will be a much quicker race as well, with the current record being about 2.5 minutes. So it'll be a 5-minute race as opposed to closer to a 6 or 7 minute race. So this one will go by much quicker, thankfully. because, like I said, I love this game. This game is always fun to go back and play through. But some of the events are very long. Especially this one here is a very, very long race. Not long race, long championship. Alright, Liv crashed out there just for a little bit. Can pull away just a tad. Just a tad. Alright, gonna have to run wide through the ruins. Onto the cobbled section. Big air time here. Get all of the points, which help us unlock another Need for Speed Edition car. Because that is a little bit of grind to unlock all of the Need for Speed Edition cars. Because I think the Need for Speed Edition of the McLaren F1, which is the last one you can unlock, is like 5 million points. When you only gain about 15 or so thousand points a race at the higher end, that is a lot of races. That is so many races. Ooh, get it turned in. Car does not want to turn for us. Nice and turned in, there we go. Alright, let's go down to the marina section. Cut a little bit of distance off of the track. Take this shortcut here. And this track is absolutely gorgeous though. With all, with the marina, with all the gorgeous, very, very kind of European style houses and everything. All the kind of Mediterranean style trees, all the greenery. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. That's why, honestly, I genuinely enjoy both the tuner games and the sort of the supercar, the sports car games of the Need for Speed franchise. I definitely enjoy. I find quite a bit of enjoyment in both. So either way the series goes, in that regards, I'm quite happy. Though the one thing I do wish they would kind of step away from just a little bit more. Granted, I haven't played Unbound yet, so maybe they did do that in that game. But I'd love to see them kind of step away from the brake to drift handling model that has kind of been in the later games. Because while it's fun in Burnout when the vehicles are super lightweight and very twitchy, and it encourages more sloppier driving where you're kind of crashing into your other opponents and everything. In Need for Speed, I kind of prefer more grippier handling where you're trying to, take a proper line through the corners, proper braking points. It doesn't necessarily need to be simulation, but at the very least, give me more control over my vehicle as opposed to kind of having the game control the vehicle for me through a slide. I think that would definitely help out quite a bit with the reception of the newer games. Because, they look gorgeous. And, they have all the cars, everything from every supercar and tuner you could want, were pretty close to it. There's very few emissions without, that aren't like, kind of more obscure stuff, like the 3000 GT or the FTO or, the Gallardo. I'd love to see the Gallardo return. But I mean, it is a fairly large selection of cars in the newer Need for Speed games that I think most people would be happy with. But with the current handling model, one, it kind of makes only a few cars viable in competition. One of those being that, the 73 Porsche 911 RSR that's kind of been overpowered since Need for Speed 2015. But it does take more control away from the driver. So it kind of prevents you from being able to really kind of outdrive the car. And so it kind of makes it so it becomes more so a car versus car instead of a driver versus driver. Because even, I'm not going to pretend that the earlier Need for Speed games were balanced in any way. the Lotus Elise and the Porsche 911, not the Porsche 911, the Porsche Carrera GT in Most Wanted both absolutely destroyed the racing in that game because the physics engine in that game pretty much favored lightweight, mid-engine, short wheelbase cars. And well, the Lotus Elise is a lightweight, mid-engine, short wheelbase car. So it was able to take corners so much faster than a lot of the competition. But you still needed quite a bit of skill to be able to drive it. And you could still win as a skilled player against a less skilled player in an inferior car. Even if the less skilled player was, driving sort of the meta cars, you could still win. Whereas in some of the newer Need for Speeds, that's much, much more difficult, I think. Just because the game kind of does some of the driving for you when you're in sort of the slide, the brake to drift mode. This is going to be a fairly long race. This is going to be close to a 7-minute race. Granted, this is probably one of the tracks in the game I do genuinely really like. I mean, I like a lot of the tracks in games, but this is like one of my favorite, just because not only do you get such a wide variety of scenery just in a single lap, without needing to go to a different track. You go from everywhere from mountains to tropical city to actual forested sections. And you go from very, very wide roads to very, very narrow and twisty roads as well. But it's just very fun to drive. It's probably my favorite track in the game. That, or it may have been Stockholm Syndrome from trying to beat basically the 10-lap endurance race on this track with the McLaren F1 LMs as a kid, because that was a very difficult event. Just due to the sheer endurance, mental and physical endurance required from that. More so mental than physical. Yeah. Because that race would go on, that single race would go on for about 30 minutes. If not just a little bit longer. Alright, we're taking this shortcut here, the shorter line. While all of the AI are kind of having some difficulties, this will help us really gain a lot of time, pull away from them quite a bit. Past the stadium section, and gain a lot of speed through here as well with a very wide, positively banked sweeper corner. Carry us through this as fast as we can go, up to 150. All of the speed. Basically going triple the speed limit here. We're doing pretty good as well. We're way ahead of Wayne. 2.5 seconds. As we're about a third of the way through the final lap of this race. Race 4 of 6, so we'll have 2 more races after this. And so we're kind of settling into the lead of the points in the championship. Take this shortcut here through the village section. Run just a little bit wide, past the trees. Put us on a good line through the second village section here. Under all the stilt houses, which looks so cool. I wonder how it'd be to live in one of these types of houses. Yeah, and you see them in a lot of racing games, that kind of set in more like the tropical islands and everything. I wonder how they'd actually be to live in. Getting close to the finish here. on the downhill, sort of the final, what I want to call the final sector of this course, where basically you're kind of on a downhill back through the mountain passes. It's basically a tropical toge. We're running, you know, lefts and rights, all the tight, twisty bits. As this beautiful V12 Grand Tour is carrying us to these corners quite nicely, actually. I'm quite surprised with how much more nimble it is. I was definitely expecting this to be just a little bit more boat-like due to prior experiences with this. But no, it handles the wider sweeper corners very nicely. It's only really the very tight, very, very tight corners that it has some issues with. Otherwise, it handles lovely. Alright, through the final S-curves here. A left, a right, a left, and then across the line into the lead. Oh gosh, that curb definitely derailed me just a little bit.
You place first.
A little bit closer than that needed to be. It's what, a tenth? Yeah, just a tenth of a second.
You're
Wayne,
the tournament leader.
Wayne almost waned on my parade. That was a terrible pun, Isaac. Sorry. Another drink of water there. Alright, finally on Alpine Trail, the semi-final race of the championship at dusk. So we see the beautiful sunset, all the mountains with all the fall colors. Absolutely gorgeous. All the farmland and stuff. This is another track I really love. I really love the looks of. Just because this is one of the tracks where I think it'd be really fun, even outside of racing. It'd be real fun to take like a nice, you know, roadster, nice sports car through, you know, just go for a nice drive through these roads. Kind of enjoy the kind of cooler, crisp fall breeze. Yeah, that'd be so nice. Alright, coming up to the S-curves. Very, very tight, very technical hairpins. We should probably brake early for that. Probably brake right around these signposts. Down the second gear, get the car turned in. Back up onto the gas. Back up to third gear. And back down to second gear as we go back to the left through this hairpin. Very, very tight, very technical. Alright, here we go. Let's take this shortcut here. Get a little bit of air time. Get a little bit more points. As we are steadily pulling away from Liv. Never mind, she's catching us back up on this straight. She has quite a bit of speed on this straight. Oh my word. She gained about 4 seconds on a single straight. Not sure how that was possible since we were both in the same vehicle, but whatever. We'll be able to pull away on some of the corners, I think. But yeah, Liv right now is kind of our main championship rival. She won that first race, but every other race she's definitely come up just a little bit short. And let's make sure we continue that streak for these final 2 races. Make sure that she does not get a chance to even come close to us again in the championship. Alright, first lap done. New lap record as well. That's good. That's very good. That's very fast. Let's go just a little bit faster now. Especially because we're not starting this lap from a stop. So we could probably go even faster if we can keep this clean and our vehicle off the walls. Alright, tippy tap under the brakes, get the car turned in. Nice and smooth. As we are on to the final lap. Now it is Wayne in that Ferrari 360 Spider. He will have an advantage over us because this is a much more tighter, very technical course. And that the Ferrari 360 is definitely much more geared towards tighter, more technical circuits at the expense of just a little bit less top speed, a little bit less acceleration. So it'll be a close battle, I think. All right, down to second gear, get the car turned in for the S-curves. Nice and easy, got around there. Back again to the left, down to second gear, get the car turned in. And that Ferrari is still keeping right with us. All right, finally again to the right. Alright, we've pulled away just a little bit from Wayne. That's very good. Very, very nice. Oh, he has caught up quite a bit on that very long super corner. Come on. Let's make sure we're able to finish first again. Because Wayne was very close to us at the end of that last race. He was only a 1/10 of a second behind, so we wanna extend the gap just a little bit, have a little bit of breathing room, because otherwise, oh my word. And there we go, across the line, new lap record as well. Very, very nice, very smooth. Very few hiccups in that event.
You're the tournament leader.
All right, good. On to the final race. Hopefully it's not something crazy long track. Hopefully it's something just a little bit shorter that we can go into another event. As I said, this has gone on for just a little bit long. Final race of this championship. Island Outskirts, that's a fairly short track. Very high speed. Very gorgeous as well with all the palm trees and everything. And with it also being a very high speed track and not a whole lot of twisty bits, this will really allow the very, very high-powered V12 of this vehicle to stretch its legs just a little bit more. We might actually even reach our top speed. We're already up to 170. Very, very fast with these twisty bits. And I thought I removed you from chat. My apologies about that. Spam bot sometimes. Could have sworn I blocked them. Spam bots are the bane of my existence sometimes. although it is kind of funny seeing the very obvious ones because it's so obvious. Alright, past the hotel section. Very, very beautiful beachfront hotel. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Alright, little tippy tap of the brakes coming out of the shortcut. That way we don't Hit that wall on the outside there. Back onto the main route. Come on, give me just a little bit more power. Liv is right behind us. And just a little bit wide there. Liv is gaining even more on us. Come on. Come on, you beautiful V12. Alright, down past the movie set. And a movie car as well. A little bit slidey on the sand. Hello, I'm trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Considering my car is from 2009, I don't think the warranty extends that far back. Although, granted, 2009 is a little bit newer than a previous vehicle I owned. I used to own an old, real old 92 Geo Tracker. Oh, and that car, I missed that car. I got rear-ended at a stop sign and it totaled the vehicle. I was fine though, but I miss it so much because it was so good in the snow and so good on gas. Granted, it was on its last legs anyway. The transfer case was starting to go out on that car, and the replacement for that was about $300. Was probably the cheapest I could find back when I had it. So, definitely glad I got something just a little bit newer. Still over a decade old, but you know, it's reliable, gets me to and from work and everything, so I'm not complaining too much. Nice and easy, round the tight hairpin. Past the waterfall, beautiful scenic waterfall. Well, speaking of waterfalls, I do need to use the restroom just after this event. I will be back. I will be taking a quick bathroom break just after this event is done. So I've only got a couple corners left, but it'll be real quick. I'll be back. But right now, let's just make sure we finish this race. Make sure we keep our line through this kind of very difficult corner section here, right by the coastal edge. Ooh. Nope, we're taking the shortcut. Down onto the sands, past the movie set. Very good trajectory through there. We're able to keep a lot of speed. Very, very nice. All right, we should be able to beat Liv. Just slowly catching us. But I think we've got this. There we go. Cross the line.
You place first.
Very, very nice. Okay.
Well done. You have just won the 400 brake
We got the
horsepower
Aston Martin
plus
V12
tournament.
Vanquish. We got 29 out of 49 cars. Only 20 more cars to unlock.
You've won the race.
Okay. I'm going to turn the championship. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Please do not go anywhere. I'll be back in about like a minute or so. I'm sure one of you is probably setting a timer. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about that. Alright. Back to Hot Pursuit. We'll be doing one of these. Let's do the Pursuit Murcielago challenge. You're the top cop in the Pursuit Murcielago and island outskirts. Watch out for these 4 supercar speedsters: a McLaren F1, McLaren F1 LM, a Mercedes CLK GTR, and a Mercedes CLK GTR Need for Speed Edition. So this is the fastest cop car in the game. This is gonna be so much fun. Let's make sure we're able to catch these speeders. Let's try to do it as quick as possible. This is a fairly difficult event though. We do have 5 minutes, but because these cars are so fast, they're able to pull away quite a bit when you're trying to stop one. Alright, get the car turned around. Use the nitrous boost to get well up to speed. Give you a little tap, let you know I'm here. Another little tap. There we go. I've gotten you all nice and damaged. Let's get you stopped. I said stop. Stop, please. Stop resisting. There we go. Alright, first one down. 3 to go. Oh, and they're already about halfway done their first lap.
54 count. In pursuit. Vehicle is a black McLaren F1.
County Oil Patrol. 54 in high speed.
Alright, McLaren F1, the fastest car, at least in terms of top speed in the game. Use a little bit of boost. Let's get back up with them. Thankfully, our vehicle can't crash out like the cops do. Alright, let's get this vehicle nice and stopped. Hi there. You're stopped. You should be stopped. Why aren't you stopped? Oh, you're being difficult. Stop.
54 county.
There we go.
McLaren F1.
Copy 54.
Alright, let's get back up with the 2 other drivers. We've got a little bit under 3 minutes to do so. Oh man, this beautiful V12 absolutely screaming at us to go faster. Nice little tippy tap with the brakes. Alright, hi there.
Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a silver Mercedes CLK.
County Oil Patrol. 54 in high speed pursuit. Vehicle silver
okay.
Mercedes CLK.
You're being very difficult with me right now. Another little tap here. Get you all nice to the side of the road. There we go, final racer left. That's the McLaren F1 LM.
Copy 54.
And we don't have too much further to go to get it. Alright, 2 minutes left on this event. Come on. Nice and easy. Little tap here. Another little tap. Come on, let's slowly build up the damage on this car. Get you off to the side of the road. I got a minute and a half to stop this one. He is putting up a fight. Get you. Alright, we both wrecked out there. That's fine. Let's get you stopped. Pull over. Stop. Hard on the brakes. There we go.
Under arrest.
We've gotten all of them. We've gotten all the... Hey, get back here.
You're a credit to the force. You've completed this event.
We now have the Pursuit Murcielago. Very, very nice. A very generous 20,000 points as well. Alright, back to the championship. Porsche Autumn Time Trial. You're getting closer to the championship. To unlock event 28 and continue on, you'll have to pilot a Porsche Carrera GT around 4 winds 2 in 3 minutes 30 seconds. Ah, yes. Very, very nice. Gorgeous car, beautiful car. Mid-engined, V10 engine, very high revs. Let's do this. Ah, yes, this car is lovely as well. Handles quite nicely too. Come on, let's make sure we keep this clean, avoid traffic. Use the car's very, very high amounts of grip to our advantage. This is a very nimble car. Very fast as well. Little tippy tap of the brakes. The car turned in. Back on the throttle. Ooh, little squirrely there. Very, very nice. Very nice. I think... Alright, that's less nice. That'll slow us down just a little bit. Come on. That's 2 vehicular crashes. My apologies. Come on, let's make sure we keep the rest of the lap clean. We should still be able to just barely make it. It'll be close. It'll be very, very close. This is a very long track. Back again to the right. The car all nice and turned in. Keep the car nice and settled. Definitely having issues with the sheer amount of traffic. This traffic seems to be right on the racing line when I'm trying to make these left-hand turns. It's being just a little bit difficult. We've got 40 seconds. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be very, very close. Oh, you, come on. 10, 9. Alright, first lap, not looking good. We'll have to go much faster next time around. Alright, we were 4 seconds off pace. Let's go again. Faster this time. Avoid all the traffic cars. I think that was the big thing that was slowing us down, is hitting all the traffic cars. It's just with all the blind corners, it's very difficult to keep the car nice and stable and avoid them all as well. But so far we're doing well. Much faster through this section, I think. Cut past the rock, take this little shortcut here. A little tippy tap of the brakes. I got a little bit squirrely there. Definitely lost a little bit of time. Come on, back up to speed, back up to speed. I haven't lost too much time yet. Let's make sure. Let's make sure we do this properly. Alright, past the lookout point. Very wide, very long super corner, banked in our favor. Gotta watch the inside line though, because there's easily could be a car coming right around that we don't see. Pretty much all these corners are blind, which makes it very difficult to be on the lookout for cars like that. So it never fails. You're going, full grip right at the limit around the corner. And there's a car there. Alright, let's make sure we watch ourselves coming around, especially through the tunnel section. Maybe run just a little bit wide if we can avoid any vehicular collisions. So far we've had 2. And that's not good. Car all nice and turning, narrowly avoid that SUV. Oh man. There we go, we're doing decently enough. That corner is a little tricky. Come on, please. Alright, we're definitely a little bit ahead. We're about 6 seconds ahead of where we were last time. At this point, provided we don't make any major mistakes, knock on wood, we should be fine going around here. This should be the lap we beat that time in. Especially if we're able to avoid any cars coming up over this crest here. Good, no cars there. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, there we go. Much better. Much better.
Congratulations. You have just won the Porsche Autumn Time Trial.
Yeah, we did. That's good.
You've unlocked Fall Wins 2.
Good.
You've
Unlock the
set a
new track.
record for this track.
Unlock the new track. Controller. There we go. Championship. Alright. So a couple more events. Let's go back again to the Hot Pursuit section. Do some more events there. US Invitational Lap Knockout. Let's do that one. Alright, so it's going to be the Dodge Viper GTS or the Chevrolet Corvette Z06. V10 versus V8. Ooh. I'm gonna go actually with the Corvette. I haven't driven that. I've very rarely gotten a chance to drive this car during this game, during this playthrough. So I'm gonna definitely enjoy playing racing the Corvette. With fall winds, very long, very twisty track. It's gonna be 3 laps. Trying to beat 2 other Corvettes and a Viper. Let's see what we can do. Very, very high power LS3 engine in it. LS3, I think? What's LS6? I think it's the LS3 that's in the 5th generation Z06. Oh, get it turning. That Viper is also very fast. surprisingly nimble. There we go, into the lead. Make sure we keep this lead now. Hopefully less crashing into the wall. Hello, officer. See, even officers are choosing Corvettes. That's how you know you chose the best car, when officers are also choosing it.
28 County, in pursuit of the subject.
Ooh, easy. Easy, officer. You're being very rude.
27
You're damaging the paint.
Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a black Dodge Viper.
County local patrol. 27 in high-speed pursuit. Vehicle is a black Dodge.
Ow.
28 County, subject isn't stopping. Requesting assistance.
46 count. In
You're
pursuit.
being
Vehicle
very,
is
very
Chevrolet
annoying right now,
Corvette
officer.
V12.
Please back off.
46 in high-speed pursuit. Vehicle is a red Chevrolet
Nope.
Corvette Z06.
You are not stopping me.
28 County, has the sergeant been advised?
County patrol. Supervisor on the air.
9 all units. What do we got here?
Alright, we've got 9 now. 9 is after us.
Vehicle is a yellow
Or at the very least, 9 is supervising us.
He's not stopping. I'll be in pursuit. 19, 28, I'm on your tail. 28 County, I'm in the ditch.
Awesome. We have a little bit of little bit of breathing room. We avoided that speed trap as well. Push that truck just out of the way, just a little bit. Little nudge. Just do a little bit of trolling. We do a little bit of trolling here.
19-9. Suggest the use of a roadblock.
Alright, they're starting to use roadblocks
9 all
now.
units. Get the barricades up. 27-9. Roadblock is in position.
County
All right.
all units. Roadblock is in place.
Hello, officer. You were... it's very rude there.
Let's take it off-road.
I'm good off-road, though. What are you talking about?
27-9. The suspect is blasted through the roadblock.
Alright, we ran the roadblock and we crashed into the bridge.
Let's set another
I'm not
roadblock.
sure that was necessarily a good trade-off.
We're code 4 here.
I copy 46.
28 County, commencing pursuit. Vehicle in a blue Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
County all
Aw,
patrol.
man,
28 in high-speed pursuit.
my poor Corvette
Vehicle
is
a blue
very, very
Chevrolet
damaged.
Corvette Z06.
My poor Twitch, not Twitch, Millennium Yellow. Millennium Yellow is a gorgeous color as well. Alright, helicopter's gonna start dropping barrels. I thought I could avoid that one.
28 County, this boy's done.
Copy 28.
Alright, so it's Corvette versus Corvette versus Corvette. The Viper's been eliminated right from the start. Alright, thankfully,
We're gonna try
Mika.
a rolling roadblock.
Mika just crashed into one of those barrels. Oh dear. Nope.
46-9. The suspect ran the roadblock.
Reverse.
46-9. Let's get another roadblock.
J-turn. Like in the movies.
46.
Get the car spun around.
28 County, commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a blue Chevrolet
Oh, that's way too many barrels.
Corvette Z06.
County all units. 28 in high-speed pursuit. Vehicle is a blue Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
Oh my word, that was very, very close. Our poor Corvette looks kind of melted a little bit.
19 County. I have the subject in sight. I'm near the S curves.
Oh, that's mean. Alright, let's gain just a little bit more time. If we can stop having all these barrels being dropped on us, I would appreciate that. This is a little bit too many barrels. Just a little bit. I'm trying to gain.
I'm out of it.
Okay, good. We have a little bit of
19.
leeway.
I'm on it.
Let's go into the tunnel section.
We have a barricade. It's near the large tunnel.
This is a large tunnel.
Roadblock is in place. It's
Alright,
near
spike
the
strips.
large tunnel.
No spike strips just yet.
46-9. He's run the roadblock. 46-9.
Ah, more barrels, more barrels, too many barrels.
I copy 46.
Alright, back up to speed, come on. Gotta keep fighting, gotta keep struggling, pushing forwards. Alright, police officers down. Miss out. Yep. Cop shot, helicopter shot a miss out at me.
Rotor 1 County, approaching the monument.
Oh, my word. Don't shoot another missile at me. Don't shoot another missile at me. Alright, barrels. Lots of
Rotor 1
barrels.
County, approaching the monument.
Yep. We're approaching the monument. You said that twice now.
I hit the ditch.
46-27. I have the suspect.
28-9. We got spikes on the right.
Spikes on the right.
County, all
Got it.
units. Spike strip is deployed.
Nice. Easy.
Spike strip has failed.
Good. Thank you for letting me know, officers.
Permission to set up another roadblock? I copy 28.
Alright, good, good, good. Yeah, we are well into the lead. As long as we can avoid getting busted, we should be fine. Just keep struggling.
You're moving it. 19-9. The spikes are on the right.
Spikes are on the right. Got it.
Spike strip is set.
46 count. I'm out of commission.
28, 46.
Oh, that is far to the right. Okay. First gear. Go, 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 go.
County, the vehicle missed the spike strip.
19-9.
Oh, that's a spike ship there.
Setting another roadblock.
Helicopters not dropping spike ships. Okay, come on. Very, very hectic. Oh, sorry about the family. Alright, final lap. Oh, come on, go, 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 go,
County,
go.
he's not stopping.
Oh. Oh, this is chaos.
27-9.
This is too much happening.
Spike strip is on the left, by the stone tunnel.
Spike ship is on the left. Okay, gotta be careful coming out of that corner then. If I carry too much speed, I'll be done for. Nope, I figured that one was gonna be a spike strip.
To elude me.
Alright, good, we can go there.
9. Spike strip didn't work. 27.
Alright, good, there was a decent opening that we didn't have to slow down too much.
Copy 27.
Alright, what are you gonna drop? Another spike strip. Nope. Not falling for that.
Rotor 1 County, he's really moving down there.
Miss out. Ah, I couldn't avoid that. Come on. Back with the speed. Back with the speed. Oh, and a spike ship too.
46-9. Spikes coming up on the right.
County on
Okay.
patrol. Spike strip is deployed.
Come on, we got one more lap left. Let's make
27 count.
good. He got busted. That's a second bust as well.
Copy 27.
All right, push through.
46-9. Spike strip has failed. 46-9. Let's try setting another roadblock.
I copy
Okay.
46.
Oh man, we're getting really, really close. Oh, we're getting very close to the end of this.
28, 19. Let's force him on this road. Ram him. 27-9.
Come on, lots of struggles.
By the monument.
Come on, let's make sure we beat Ashley.
County on patrol. Spike strip is deployed. It's near the monument.
All right, where's the spike ship though? Left, going left.
Rotor 1 County, he missed the spike strip.
There we go. Perfect.
27-9. Let's get another roadblock
Oh,
set
way
up.
too much happening. Way too much happening. All right, let's get this cop to hit one of these cars.
Pursuit. Vehicle is a blue Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
Okay, thankfully those were not the spike strips.
Vehicle is a blue Chevrolet Corvette Z06.
Oh, that's even more damage to the car. Our poor car is not looking happy. The car. The car kind of looks like I do after finals week.
Looks like he's out of control.
I'm just trying to get you to weave into one of these trees or rocks or something.
9. We got spikes on the left.
Fuck.
County, all
Fuck.
units. Spike strip is deployed.
28 County, I need help.
19, 28.
Oh no.
The subject.
Come on. I gotta gain a lot of time back. That was very, very, very difficult. Okay.
Rotor 1 County, he missed the spike strip.
My word, come on.
Let's set another roadblock.
It's another spike strip there.
County 27.
Alright, I can see Ashley just up ahead. Let's get our position back. Nice and easy. Here we go, here we go, here we go. There we go, we passed them, almost had a head-on collision with that red SUV onto the bridge. We're in the clear now, I think. Final couple of corners.
County, he's really moving down there.
No spike strips, no spike strips.
46. Strip is down by Mirror Lake.
Don't care about that, that's after the finish line.
The spike strip is set. It's near Mirror Lake.
Oh my word, there we go.
Way to go! You have just won the U.S. Invitational Lap Knockout.
You beat the best time for this track.
I mean, you even managed to set a lap record, surprisingly. Oh my word. Game gave me a workout. Yes! Holy crap, that was so difficult. We managed to avoid getting busted completely. Alright, I'm gonna do probably one more event. I'm probably gonna do one more event. And I'm probably gonna call it there for the stream. So let's do Lamborghini Murcielago race. Take Lamborghini's latest outfit, 3 laps at Ancient Ruins. You have a full grid of Murcielagos to contend with. Oh, it'll be a running of the bulls. Let's do it. Oh yeah, game gave me an absolute workout. Oh my gosh. At some point, it becomes pure chaos, just trying to beat the AI and also beat the cops and everything, and avoid all the spikes, just avoid all the explosive barrels, and it is very, very tricky. The hot pursuit races are very, very difficult, especially later on in the game. And if you can go throughout any of them without getting busted, that is very, very impressive, because just due to the sheer nature of RNG and occasional physics glitches and stuff, it's tricky. But this will be the final race, a nice, more relaxed 3-lap race. All of us in the Lamborghini Murcielago, beautiful V12 naturally aspirated engine, making a little over 500 horsepower. 550, I think. 550 horsepower, somewhere close around there. Beautiful car. 4-wheel drive, very agile. Are on all of these twisty Mediterranean roads as well. Be a nice way to kind of end the stream before we call it there. I will be streaming again tomorrow. Later tonight, I'll be posting the stream schedule as well up onto Reddit account and onto I also posted it to YouTube as well, but I'll post it to Twitter and the Reddit account as well. And basically tomorrow 8 p.m. I'll be doing Car Mechanics Simulator 2015. We'll be restoring a whole bunch of classic American muscle cars. Granted, the in-game version of those, so they'll be sort of the rating around a trademark versions of, you know, like a 68 Mustang, a 70 Dodge Charger, and an old 55 Chevy Bel Air as well. We do the cars we start restoring in that game, so we can make more money and buy even more higher-end vehicles, and maybe buy a couple vehicles for ourselves to start keeping in our collection as well. Ow. That'll be tomorrow at 8. Oh, I should probably also mention I am I am not going to be streaming this coming up Friday or Saturday, as I will be out of town those 2 days. I will be streaming again the following Sunday, so that would be the 11th. I'll be streaming again, and I will be streaming pretty much the entire week up until that Friday. Provided nothing comes up, like work requiring me to work overtime or anything like that. And if that does happen, I will be sure to let people know on the socials. But yeah, I will be posting the streaming schedule just a little bit later tonight. We're doing some more Chrono Trigger, some Rally Fusion, Enthusiast. And then the following week we'll be starting Max Payne on Fridays. So that'd be fun. And I will have to look for the Lego Racers game as well. I do not have. So when I'm playing these games, I'm playing them on an emulator on my PC. That's how I'm able to stream them in half decent quality, because capture cards for either the RGB or components, which is what the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 use. Those capture cards for those, not only are they kind of expensive, they're not the best quality compared to an HDMI capture card. So what I do is I take the physical disc that I own, and I do burn the ISO file to my PC, and the ISO file is basically just a disc, format file, but in digital form. And with that, then I get the PlayStation 1 or the PlayStation 2 emulators to read those ISO files, and it basically becomes me playing the games I own, but digitally now, also in addition to physically on my PC, which allows for ease of streaming because it's all in one singular system. All right, let's go down the marina section here. Alright, on to the final lap now. Here we go. It's going to be a very, very quick lap, especially because we blew out the record by an entire 10 seconds there with this Lamborghini Murcielago. Very, very fast laps. This car is handling absolutely beautifully. I got second place, fairly close behind, about 1.5 seconds behind. So that's going to be, just keep an eye on that. They may try to close that up just a little bit. We do have a decent lead, fairly solid lead. Getting real close to the end here. We've got about a little bit less than 2 minutes left of this race to go. Nice and easy. Watch out for understeer on that uphill corner. Beautiful 6-liter V12 engine, four-wheel drive. One thing that'd be cool if they did model was the active aero on some of these cars, especially the Murcielago. Because on a Murcielago, when the vehicle gets too hot or above a certain speed, those side scoops, just to the left and to the right of those rear louvers, they do actually open, and the mirrors fold back in just a little bit for improved aerodynamics and also improved engine cooling. And that would have been such a cool feature if they showcased that. As you get above 100 or so miles an hour, those open up. Also, other fun fact about the Murcielago. In Italian, that means bat, which is why in the Dark Knight trilogy, Bruce Wayne actually drives the Murcielago as sort of a nice little subtle nod to, you know, being Batman. But even then, it was still, despite it meaning bat, it was still named after a fighting bull because Ferruccio Lamborghini, the founder of Lamborghini, was very, very much into bullfighting. And the Murcielago bull was actually, it fought so violently that the crowd actually begged for the bull to be spared instead of slain at the end of the battle, which is really, really cool because it takes a lot of effort to be able to, you know, convince the crowd to spare the bull. There we go, we won that race.
Record for this track.
Alright, let's make sure we save this before we put anything up, because that was the last race of this stream today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I do appreciate having an audience and everything, and being able to interact with people and not just speaking to the void. I do appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning up and watching. If you did enjoy the video, do be sure to leave a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. All that fun stuff. If you didn't enjoy the video, you know, make sure you leave a thumbs down. Let me know what I did wrong, so I can improve that in the future. I do try to you know, take all criticism and everything, you know, all criticism seriously and everything, and try to improve. This is kind of a one-man show, so may not be the quickest improvement, but I'm definitely trying to improve. Good job. Thanks for the stream. Thank you again for watching. I do always appreciate that. Again, tomorrow I'll be streaming around 8 p.m. doing Car Mechanic Simulator. But until then, I've been English is hard. Until then, I've been Isaac Umbras. Thank you all for watching. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is, may it be a great time, and I will see you on the next stream. Take care. Bye.